Yes, we don't think about it, but it's quite interesting that people now are occupying the space. It's so normal for us that we use these things and don't think about where this information is coming from and how actually what's behind it.
A satellite is an artificial body placed in orbit round the Earth, the Moon, or another planet in order to collect information for communication. The information is transmitted by communicating with ground stations. The common use cases are, on the one hand, Earth observation satellites, such as environmental monitoring and meteorology, and on the other hand, navigational satellites, such as GPS.
Buckle up and join the girls as they explore new technologies and discuss the future. Welcome to the Lay Back, Think Forward podcast. Together, fourunify, for you.
Hello, movers, shakers, and future makers. My topic today is maybe something we all know about, never really thought, I think, about it. It's called satellite constellations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never heard about that.
Yeah, me too.
Satellite what?
Constellations.
Constellations.
So many satellites.
Are in outer space. And probably the most known satellite constellation is GPS. We all use it, and it's pretty normal for us.
To be used by not knowing it.
By
right?
not knowing it, and even watching TV is satellite constellation.
By the way, nice topic.
Yeah.
It's so
Enlight us.
Yeah, it's so normal for us that we use these things and don't think about where this information is coming from and how actually what's behind it. And I found it really interesting because I think everyone heard about Starlink.
Yes.
Yeah.
I even saw it.
Yeah, I also saw how it went. This is really crazy. What's the topic? Elon Musk, yes. No, but when you think about GPS, you have like 24 or 27 satellites outside the space, and they are kind of the same and share information with us here on Earth. So it's like the information goes out and in, and it's like communication, you can say. And you have many good things about it because another option is, for example, to the weather, to see how the weather on Earth changed, or even Elon Musk wants to use it to share internet for everyone on Earth. If you think about it, that you need for GPS only 24 satellites, for Starlink he sent, I think, around about 2,000 satellites out.
Wow.
And this gets now kind of to a problem because you have too many satellites out there.
I'm like, where's the problem? Where's the problem?
Yeah, because you have also this stations from, it was like the Chinese
collision.
Collision, because like the satellites were on the wrong route and so, and there was like, I don't know, some incident, and also normal
Star Wars.
Yeah.
And what happens? Do they just fall off the sky?
So they needed
To move their route.
Yeah, they needed to move their route.
Get out of the way.
Don't get in collusion. Yes, we don't think about it, but it's quite interesting that people now are occupying the space.
So they are up in space and they could provide internet for the whole planet, but they're not allowed to everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that? Okay.
Because of the information that they gather.
Yeah, you can gather every information that you want out. We are thinking about these problems here on Earth, but I think the most richest people want to go out in space. So they're occupying the space. I mean, it's crazy. And we are living now in a time where information is key. So the person who has the most information
has power.
Yeah, has power. And that's at the end what they are, like even Amazon, what they're fighting for, who has like the monopoly of information and gathers data.
Doesn't it depend on what the company wants to do with the information?
Yeah, for sure. Also what they have behind it, but the one that collects the most data has like the most
power.
Data is like an asset.
Yeah, really.
And you can use it however the most ingenious of them will use it in the best way possible. But
your iPhone saves the places where you go the most.
Okay.
So like it knows where your work is, it knows where your home is, it knows maybe other places that you don't want some people to know where you're going also. Approves. And I had a friend in the university, and he kind of wasn't that faithful. And she didn't know about it, and we were like, yeah. And then he was showing like his back up, and we were like, oh my god, I need to delete it. But my girlfriend doesn't see it. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's I don't know what.
But so his phone,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Oh my god, why is this?"
Right, yeah, and he was like kind of often in a place where he probably shouldn't have been.
It reminds me of a very funny story. When somebody sends you a photo, it's like saved in your gallery. You can have this option.
Yeah.
I don't know how. In earlier days, I had this option with Facebook, right? So I was getting photos and stuff like that, and they were getting saved in my phone. Once I was showing something, I literally found big photo. Oh my god! I'm like, oh my god! And it was so embarrassing because the person wasn't a good friend of mine. I don't know if I just trying to help somebody, like I'm like, oh my god, no.
Those of dick pics.
Yeah.
And who has this information now? Google, Facebook.
Oh my god,
What Elon Musk knows?
Elon Musk knows.
He knows about the TikTok.
I mean, they don't care about this,
I
but
don't
if
think
you
so.
show your phone somebody, be careful.
It's crazy how, like, I've been thinking it's not a bad thing for them to have so much data about me, because I feel like I don't have anything to hide, or not that much at least. But now I think it's actually creepy for this database or someone to know so many things about you. And I think to some degree they know more about people than the people themselves, because they have this data and they can analyze it, and they can know, okay, you like going this place, or you spend money on this thing, and all that is connected. And I don't know. You're so easy to manipulate.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have something to hide or not. It's like they can read your mind, and they can use it against you, and that's the tricky part.
There is a story about this.
Oh, I love it. Everybody has a story time.
That's because I don't think it's Google or Facebook. I don't think it's the companies that would use this information against you. But there was a story with Jobs or Apple where the police wanted to have information on a perpetrator who did something wrong. I forgot what he did, but they were trying to track him through his iPhone. Apple refused to give them the information.
Yeah.
Even though it was a criminal, they refused because the information was his personal thing, and,
Steve Jobs was like thinking totally different than, like other big companies, I think.
Yes. And so there are good and bad things about this, but the information could be used against criminals if the company, and maybe it's not a criminal even, because some people get accused of things they didn't do.
That's what I wanted to say. If you look at Twitter, now Elon Musk had bought it.
Yeah.
And he's kind of looking if Twitter made right decision based on information, or because wrong and right is always who decides what's wrong and right.
Yeah.
I think I never agree there is a right or a wrong, but we need to just be aware of many things.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, we were on your topic.
So satellites, huh?
Satellites.
So bad.
Satellites. What was it called? Collection? No.
Satellites, constellation.
Constellation.
Yeah.
And what does it actually mean? I wanted to ask. Like, does this mean there's many satellites and they are kind of communicating
They have
with
the
each
same
other?
function. So you have
the same kind of satellite.
with the same function, and they are working on one topic to solve, like, I don't know, GPS, for example, so that you have you can track where you are and see it on your map and kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think I don't really get the way they work, so I don't know what you could use them for. Like, what else?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's what I'm asking myself, because I only know about internet and gathering information about the weather, about the planet to see from outside. And that was my point with this topic, to think about what else can you use satellite.
Maybe it can tell you when a meteor is coming.
Yeah.
This, for example.
That's what I was thinking. But I think, I'm not so sure, but I think I've read something about this, about us being able to detect something that was coming our way and to stop it.
It's like a conspiracy topic, but it's like why the old culture were destroyed based on like catastrophic things that happen on Earth. And if we are able to track them, we have like better chance to survive our civilization.
It's kind of a protection.
Yeah.
For protection, maybe.
Maybe it can also detect aliens. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think what's weird to me, or not weird, it's interesting that we as humans populated the earth and used a lot of its resources and changed a lot on earth, thinking we're kind of doing the same thing in space. We're kind of overpopulating the
That's
space.
our nature, honey.
Yeah, it's like what we do.
It's so sad because they let the garbage out there, so they don't collect it. I mean, even this we are doing the same. And this is also a big problem.
What do you mean, let the garbage
It's
out?
like
The metal things that were there, they are just flying
around.
Oh, so when they stop using a satellite, you mean? They
there
just leave
are so
it there?
many dead satellites.
What?
Yeah, because they can't retrieve it. It's so expensive to retrieve.
So
get
we're
them back.
just
It's
creating more garbage and more
in space.
Yeah.
Imagine there will be a space. How do you say garbage guy?
Yeah. Isn't this a good business idea?
Garbage.
There you go. Yes.
Oh my god.
I collect garbage in space.
space
Imagine
garbage
this.
collector.
You just fly around and then
I
Garbage
feel like
man on the space.
space garbage collector. Is what I
garbage
like.
collector.
Sounds fancy, I think.
No, it sounds like you're just collecting it, not cleaning it. Oh,
yeah,
it needs to be a little bit like dirty.
I imagine it's like fishing, like oh,
should be,
I'm gonna grab this,
but we
I'm
don't.
gonna-
Yeah,
Oh my god, that's fun.
just grabbing stuff.
flying around, right?
I'm doing it in slow motion. You see?
Oh my god.
So satellites.
No, that's my
No, that's my piece of garbage.
I think we have like two people who wants to fly around and grab some garbage.
Well, I would be the first garbage collector on
space.
Earth, in space. If you want to have that
Facility
title.
manager.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
Space facility manager. I like that.
I don't have the vision to see what else you can use it for, but I think there is use case that
There
I don't
is.
see.
There is.
What do you think?
I think it has a lot to do with maps and where to go and more information. They're not listening to me anymore. I'll just keep
Because I
talking.
asked.
More information.
Our garbage collector.
She's trolling here.
What do you think?
Sorry. Maybe it will manipulate the internet a little bit, you know?
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking, because now the countries start fights for own internet.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this point is gonna be, but you
And
can
why
tell us.
are they doing this fight for the internet? Who has like
All about information.
yeah, see, control.
Control money and power.
So to think about it, what our satellite systems today are not able to do is like provide everywhere internet. So they're not capable of doing this. And for example, also the tracking doesn't work everywhere on Earth. So we have loopholes where you're like not connected.
So this is gonna help to be connected everywhere on the world. Can we think that like that?
for sure.
To have
Like
access to
everywhere, like
Yeah.
in a very small, tiny
Yeah.
village,
Or in the desert.
desert.
Or underwater.
Yeah, and probably I don't know.
I
who
don't know,
knows?
but we'll see.
Yeah, and this is kind of like the main goal, for example, from Starlink, from Elon Musk, to provide like internet everywhere.
Cool.
He even did it, I think, in Ukraine, and I don't know,
Yes.
some.
So when government shut down the internet,
Yeah.
you mean like this?
Yeah.
Wow, guys. Okay.
So this is one use case, for example.
And another one would be like weather and GPS, but we already have that. It would just probably get better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And protection of the Earth, for example, from catastrophic events like, I don't know, meteor.
That's cool. That's very.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe there are some aliens out there and we don't
That
even
we could
know.
also detect.
I don't know.
To
Flying
welcome the
saucers.
aliens.
Yeah.
Spaceships.
Yeah.
So now the question is, if you feel like you are for or against this technology, would it get better for us or would it get worse for us? We're going to have a 2-minute debate against this. I mean, for or against. 2 against 2. Go.
Debate challenge. You have 2 minutes.
So I can find some pros, I guess, because very much using the platform, which has a lot of control over us, or I think the government has control over us, and this goes to the way decentralization, and I'm totally into it. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's going to be nice for us to be more independent.
I think it's good to have more information to help people around the world connect. So I think that's a positive. I mean, to have people know more from each other from all around the world, I think it will connect us more. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
You said it's gonna make us more independent and it's decentralized, and I'm afraid of the opposite, because I think there's gonna be one or more companies, but it's gonna be very few companies that just put these systems into space, and they're gonna have or gather all the data, and I think that's kind of
make us more
dangerous.
Centralized. I also think that because it's not, sorry that I'm interrupting you, but it's just a handful of companies that will gather this information. It's not like you have the right to use them, so it's like there's more information of you in one centralized point, and now it's like who fights for the right to have this information. And the other point that we mentioned shortly is like the garbage outside of space. Like we are always thinking not on to the end, like we are like, oh, that's nice, but
it's too much garbage.
Okay.
All right. And so now we vote.
We are voting.
Okay,
We're
we're
voting.
4 people. So
Maybe we'll convince you already.
Who knows?
you wish.
You.
but I'm still for it because it's my topic.
I'm also for it.
You know what, guys? They actually convinced me to be against it.
That's a good point.
Okay. Now your turn.
Yeah. So we are done for today, and I think layback, think forward, and see you next time.
Bye.